women, depreciating market value, and the wall. What do all these things have in common? Estrogen. As women lose estrogen and they lose the fat in their skin, they get more wrinkles. They get saggier, let's say. Women, they start going nuts when their hormones change or there's a shift. That is why I'm beginning to form this theory that these women are essentially programmed. And if that is the case, we can figure out the programming. I would like to propose an idea. An idea I formed while listening to Black Gnostic Speaks. I will be putting a link to his video in the description box. Please check it out. He was talking about the drop in testosterone for men, beginning at about the age of 35. That being when men stop thinking with their little head and start thinking with their big head. And then I began thinking, and I realized that as we get older, not only does our testosterone level drop, but as we get older, we gain weight. And as we gain weight, our estrogen level also increases. And once I was looking at his chart, and I noticed something else. That when I saw that, I was reminded of another chart of estrogen and women. And then I was reminded of another chart of age to get married, which Black Gnostic Speaks mentions that after the age of 35, men are a hell of a lot less likely to get married. If they're not married by 35, they're probably never going to be married. And with all these things, I noticed an overlap, and I don't know if anyone else has noticed this either. That even though women, their biological clock ticks and goes completely apeshit, alright, after they hit the age of 35. I mean, they go nuts. They try and trap a man in his early 40s while getting knocked up by a guy in his early to mid 20s. I found this kind of weird. I don't mean weird as in the fact that everyone wants to have a young sex partner. No, that one is well, I can understand that one. But when it comes to women, I mean, there's desires going all the way down to teenagers. You don't get that as often as it in boys. With women, they typically don't go down below like 16 years of age as far as fantasy. Some do. A decent percentage. I'd say around 20 to 30% at least of the women I've met. Like men, honestly, we're not as sick and twisted as they like to think we are. Men, we tend to like a woman that is full-figured. We want boobs. We want a waist. We don't want a pear. We want a waist. I mean, hourglass, curves, curvy, like not round. There's a difference. You can't claim curvy if you're shaped like an apple or a pear. That's just round. No, that's not curvy. Anyways, there seems to be this targeting. Men will tend to go for women that are fully matured as of late that can get as low as 12 years old. And in one case, and this was 8 years ago. No, was it 8? 2000. Oh, no. Damn. Holy crap. 12 years ago. Shit. 12 years. Anyways, 12 years ago, a friend of mine was set up and blackmailed by an 11-year-old and her mother. The only reason why he got it instead of me was, well, we flipped a coin. We were over at the bar playing pool. There was a chick at the bar drinking a beer, and you would think, well, if a chick's drinking a beer, bartender has checked her, has carded her, and she's got to be of legal age. Nope. Now, I'm 5'10". I'm not exactly the tallest thing out there. And this chick was, I'd say, I don't know, she was wearing heels. I'm trying to, I think they're, like 4-inch heels or something. They weren't like stilettos. They weren't, it wasn't like stripper boots or anything like that. But they were high. I'd say she was probably close to about 5'6", 5'5", somewhere in there. And she was fully developed. Oh, wow. But anyways, a buddy of mine, let's call him T for simplicity's sake. He went, did his thing. The next morning, her mother shows up at his house. All right, not knocking on the front door, but on the door to the basement, which is where he was. Like, knowing this. So obviously there was some type of targeting and tracking here. It was messed up. Anyways, she demanded $10,000 or she was going to press charges. He didn't have the money, so she pressed charges. During the course of the case, his mother and a few of our mutual acquaintances had discovered that these two women had charged 5 other guys for the same thing. Statch. They were all charged with the same thing. 5. My question is, how many guys actually paid them? But we were not allowed to present this in the case because it was demeaning to the women involved. Oh yeah. Then we petitioned to have this woman take the stand. If nothing else, then just to allow the judge and the jury to see her physical being. But no, that would traumatize a minor. Then we petitioned to go and have the surveillance cameras from the bar presented. But because she flashed her tits, it was deemed child pornography and inappropriate. Which they have child porn cases, so, and they have to go through all this disgusting crap. So I'm kind of curious as to why they made a special case in this. I'm still kind of bothered by it. But anyways, he had to serve 5 years for a crime that he unknowingly committed and was lied to and tricked about it. This is why one of my first videos was on augmented reality. This is a very important topic for me. Now, why am I bringing all this up? Well, Simply put, simply put, that was just a story about how these hormones can actually just fuck with us. It was essentially to go and describe the hell that any man can be put through as a result of our biochemical makeup. But these hormones hit their peak for men between the ages of 18 and 25. These are also the same years that women almost instinctively know that they have to trap. If you trap a man at this point in time because of the levels of testosterone, he's not going to be thinking about the future as much. He's going to be thinking about what is in between her legs. This is, I think, it is more of an issue of women following their natural programming. Attempt to trap men at this specific age. Because once men get out from that period of their life, they become more and more sane and become more and more logical. And as this happens, their amygdala imposes less and less influence over their actions. It's almost like women instinctively know this. And they target us at this age as a result. Now, once we couple this with our current laws and social norms, it becomes a weapon. They then go and use these tweaked out hormones in these overdeveloped young girls to be used for the purpose of extortion and blackmail, knowing that the girls themselves cannot be tried for it because they are a minor. And if they are a minor, it's not going on their permanent record. This is the world that our sons are going to be growing up in unless things change, and change dramatically. They are targeting us at this age as a result of our hormones. Now, is this a result of the of testosterone reacting within the male body to produce additional pheromones, which attracts more women, which causes more and more of this drama? We haven't quite figured out if it is the testosterone that triggers the production of certain pheromones, or if it's the pheromones from the women that trigger additional testosterone. But we do know that for some reason in social environments, men in any social environment, whether male or female, we will produce more testosterone. But there seems to be a lot more of it when women are involved. You may want to just keep this in mind. The most perilous years for a man is 20 to 30. And this is a result of our hormones, and these women are preying on that, whether they are conscious of that fact or not. No, it's a theory. Let me know as to what you think.